Hi! Greetings from the Arctics. So we went way up north again and we made it. It's a long road trip for three little kids. Actually, we didn't do it in one go like we have before. Instead, we did two stops. We did it in three smaller drives, like 4 or 5 hours each, 4 hours. It actually went really well. And now we're up in the cabin way up north above the Arctic Circle. There's still some mosquitoes, still some gnats, but you can feel that fall is right around the corner. Like some leaves are starting to turn, and we're looking forward to autumn in the Arctic. Okay, so first things first, why are we back up here? And that can kind of be summed up in one word: COVID-19. I don't know if it counts as one word when there's letters in it, but anyhow, we had plans to go down back into Europe. Corona, COVID-19 is kind of making it difficult, right? So some countries are closing down borders, some are opening. The EU has kind of opened, but there are some still countries that don't really allow people to entry or not. And we just don't want to get stuck halfway somewhere or be driving and then denied entry, or actually worst case scenario, have paid for like a month rent somewhere and not be able to get there. So as summer comes to an end, we figured we'd extend our Arctic visit, and we're back up here, and we'll do at least a month or two here again, kind of see how the Arctics handle autumn or fall. And in about a month or two, we'll have a better handle on what we can and cannot do in Europe, and we'll start planning then. Probably ask you guys for help in where to go. So we left Stockholm, headed north on Highway E4, pretty much stretches throughout Sweden. Actually, not all the way to the top, but it does stretch a big chunk of Sweden north to south. So we got on that and headed north. First stop is Örnsköldsvik, I guess, Eagle Shield Cove. I'll have to work on that translation. Anyhow, really pretty city on the coast, and we stopped there for, well, the pretty city's sake, but also because we wanted to do a hike on Skuleberget or Skule Mountain, which is also right next or right by that city. However, when we got there, we saw that, hey, there's a pool at the hotel, and the girls wanted to go swimming. So we kind of started off by swimming the night we got there, and kind of got ready for a hike the next day. So for anybody following along, you probably saw Estelle kind of learning to swim with her grandma, my mom, this summer down in Borlänge. And she can kind of do the moves, the swimming moves. But when it gets a little deep, she gets a little nervous about that, I guess, that not being able to put her foot down. But it's coming along, and hotel pools are a great way for us to kind of practice. Claire will just kind of splish and splash and do her thing, swimming-wise coming along, but we've got a ways to go. Annabelle, I don't think she realizes that she'll sink if we let her go. So she'll play and bounce around and won't really mind the fact that she's just flailing around in the water, I guess. I don't know what we want to call it. She has a lot of fun, and that's what counts. That's the good news. Swimming will have to be, we'll work on the swimming shortly with her. No rush. So the next day we got up, we had a really great hotel breakfast, and then we actually backtracked. We headed south for about 20 minutes down to Skule Mountain. Felt weird going south when we're supposed to be going north, but it was worth it. So we went down south 20 minutes and to do this hike. So Skule Mountain is in the Swedish high coast is what they call it, or what we call it. And it is really, really pretty. So there's mountains that kind of meet up with the ocean, and the Highway E4 stretches like straddling the mountain on one side and the ocean on the other. Really pretty. And Skule Mountain is one of these mountains, and there's like a visitor center in the parking lot, and then you can hike up either the face of the mountain or around back, which is what we did. We chose to hike up the back side. So right like where the parking lot is, the cliff of Skule Mountain just kind of goes straight up. And standing on the parking lot, you're looking at this cliff going, no, we're not going up that face. Now, the tour books or like the guides or whatever, they said that no, not for kids, go around the walk up back instead. So that's what we did. However, when we got to the top, we actually saw and talked to a family that had taken their 2 smaller kids about the age of not Annabelle, almost like in between Annabelle and Claire's, like 4-year-old, up the face. And they said, yeah, there's some steeper, like high steps they have to climb on, but they were never worried like of falling off. It's more like a really steep path. So next time we'll go that way instead. That'll be fun as well. But for us, the hike up took about 2.5 hours. At the top, there's like a little hut. I don't know if we want to call it a hut. There's like a house, a cabin, and they sell really expensive waffles and ice cream. So we had some ice cream, and we had brought some food as well. So we ate a little bit, and then we hiked back down. The view was amazing though, so that was worth it in itself. So as you're standing on top of a mountain, the view is really awesome, and it kind of looks like you can see the whole world from there, since it's 360, kind of. There might be some woods in the way, and then there's a cabin in the way, but technically you're on top of a mountain and you should be able to see everywhere, kinda. But we're getting closer, at least, to the top. View is amazing, if you check out the view. Actually, the girls have gotten a pretty good understanding of distances now, like how far is it to someplace, and usually we quote them in hours of driving, like, oh, okay, that'll take many hours, or it'll take a day, or like to drive to Stockholm, that's 2 days, and then it's 2 or 3 days more to get to Portugal. Whoa, that's really far. It's like a week. So standing on top of the mountain, we were looking around, and they were kind of discussing like what we could see, like what can we see from here. And you can see the ocean. And I mentioned to them, like, yeah, technically you could get on a stand-up paddleboard and just paddle out there and then paddle south and you'd go back to Grandma. And they thought that was kind of fun. They also realized that we just drove 5 hours yesterday. So probably not a paddleboarding experience that they want to do right now, at least. Maybe someday. Annabelle, as we've mentioned, she's actually come a long way. She's a great sport when it comes to this whole hiking thing. She enjoys it, and she kind of bobbles along, singing or talking to herself, usually holding either my hand or Erica's hand, and we made it up, no fuss, and we made it down, no fuss. I helped her some bigger, like when there were some bigger steep steps or high climbs or whatever we want to call it. Other than that, she kind of handled it well. On the way down, I kind of wanted to keep a quicker pace, so I would pick her up every now and then just to kind of catch up with the others, but no worries, which is kind of cool. She's getting used to hiking around, so that's good. So after our hike, we drove north, and about 3 hours-ish north of Örnsköldsvik, we passed Umeå, which is where we stayed on our way down, and then we went to Skellefteå. I don't even know how to pronounce that in English, so Skellefteå, maybe? So we arrived somewhat late and pretty much just unpacked the car, got into the hotel room. I hope everybody took a shower because we had been hiking up a mountain. So it was pretty much just shower and then bedtime for everybody. Get ready for the next day. The next morning, we got up. Erica took the girls down quickly to the pool just to kind of check that out. And I guess I worked for an hour or two, just kind of doing emails, catching up on some work in the hotel room before they came back up from the pool. And then we continued our journey north. About an hour, a little more than an hour, we were in just south of Piteå, or at Pite Havsbad. Like Pite sea swimming place. Ooh, that's hard. I think actually their name is Pite Havsbad, and they use that name in English and Swedish. So it's like a camping area, amusement park, beach. I think they do conferences. They have like a little carnival, I guess. They've got everything there. We just kind of wanted to see what it was because we'd never stopped there before. So we wanted to see what it was and kind of just check that out. We weren't really interested in like the Tivoli or the carnival or whatever it's called. But we did find a huge playground. So we had to stop and play there. So we meandered around Pite Havsbad a little bit and kind of checked that out. Maybe going south one of these times or going north one of these days. We'll stop there for a little longer. But at that time, we just kind of did a quick stop to check it out. And then we continued north to get all the way up to the cabin. And now the focus is just kind of getting situated, getting everything ready, reorganizing whatever we need. Then going shopping, I guess, big time shopping to make sure we've got food and stuff as well. Family of 5, we eat a lot of food. Jeez. Since we've lived here in this cabin during the spring, it kind of feels like home, right? So setting up doesn't take very long and finding our routine is really easy as well. Usually takes a week or two until we have like a routine at a new place, but not this time, right? So actually quicker. Estella, of course, she wants to go visit with her friends. So I guess we got to call them up and drive Estella over to the the little village up the road so she can hang out with her friends, the friends she made during our stay this spring. Anyhow, school will start up soon, so she'll get to play with them regardless. Until then, I gotta get going with some more unpacking and some more getting ready. Nighttime is upon us. I'm out in the sauna. It's not on, so it's not warm. But it does have some light, and that's why I'm here. Next week, we'll show you some more of this place during the fall. Autumn in the Arctics. We'll have to use that slogan. Until then, remember to have fun. Chat to you soon. See ya.